Where are you now, Hutch?
Yeah.
Oh, he's still playing.
He's killing it now. He's doing great.
Oh, he's amazing. Dude, one of my favorite people in the world, and I mean that. From the beginning, not only just as his teammate, but then becoming a fan when he went on Respawn.
Yeah.
But just like how, just everything about him I enjoy. And he couldn't live anywhere else if the internet didn't exist, in my opinion, because he, as you know, is so gullible that you are able to really entertain yourself just in saying, like, man, how much shit can I like make this dude believe?
He's a lot better now, though, don't you think? No? You still troll him?
Yeah, really good and easy, too.
Okay.
I just sent them a meme where it says, Tiger Woods during Obama's, administration, and he's just like the worst Tiger Woods in the history of Tiger Woods career. And then Tiger Woods now, under Trump's presidency, to win the best.
See, this is why, dude. This is why I don't trust. Like, I have a running gag with him where I don't trust his review of anything.
Yeah,
I'm like, I'll give it 6 months.
Yeah,
because he's so he's fiery. I like it.
He's so good. No, because he doesn't get into it. Just this morning, he was getting into an argument with somebody that was commenting on on our video that we did together for the Eavesdrop, and it was moronic people typing moronic shit. But he, lets it get to him and tries to correct him. Which, look, I'm a big believer in, if someone's like, I find it sometimes that I believe that it's my job to tell people when they're being fucking morons, and I try to correct them. But he, I don't know if it was a true statement or if they meant it or whatever. But he was like, going back and forth with people in the comments.
He over engages. He engages and then he over engages. Yeah.
So he moves in, right? And then you guys have the show. Like, I remember clearly because it was such a pivotal moment in gaming history, and not just gaming, like in gaming entertainment history. If Machinima Respawn didn't exist the way that it existed when you guys made it exist, the industry wouldn't be the way that it is today. Would it have gotten to where it is today? Who knows? Maybe. The internet's wild.
I think it would have. It would have just been a little bit delayed.
Yeah, but that like helped. And when he was telling me the story last week about how he got there and how nervous he was to meet you and to be on that, it was one of those things where you can totally see it happening, because I know that I would be, as outgoing as I am, it would be a lot of pressure to be put in front of an audience that doesn't know you, doesn't know a lot of you, and no matter how popular he was, and he was super popular back then. This was a different audience because there was some migration happening from the main channel into this new thing because of the promotion from the main channel. So nobody knew what was really going to be developed out of this thing.
Right.
And this sort of became like from my eyes, from a viewer side, the standard in what like the entertainment was going to be.
Well, the irony is that I'm the one that was
nervous,
like, sweating bullets because I'm in front of. He's got the home crowd.
Yeah. And
I'm the one who's like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
So suddenly I'm facing these, like, what are your gaming credentials?
Yeah.
Like, and eventually I had to just be like, well, that's not my, I'll play games and everything, but my scene, just like I do now, it's like my scene is, interest that I build is in me, right? Like, I want somebody to be able to be entertained watching me not game, something I love, play a game I hate, right? It should just be, which I think is everybody's sort of morphed into, now it's the Hutch show. His stream is the Hutch show, and I think that's healthy. But it didn't used to be. No. It used to be like, why should I listen to you?
Yeah, and it was like a 50-50. Like the game had to be familiar enough for somebody to connect with the video game. That's what we have in common. And then the other half would be the personality. We talked about it, how he never expected, nobody did for that matter, never expected YouTube or this genre to become more about the person than it was the thing that brought them together.
He
because you beat him in the Halo and he beat you in the Call of Duty, or vice versa.
Yeah. Like I wasn't a pub stomping like what was the standard on YouTube. Respawn, right? But yeah, I played games all the time, so it wasn't. It was enough for people to be like, okay, if he has an opinion about gaming, we don't need to just like ignore that or whatever. It's like this dude knows what he's talking about at the very least, and that's all I really wanted. Because the structure of Respawn initially, it changed a lot, right? So Hutch and then later Nanners came in, and as it became less and less about the call-outs, right? We did that for a long time, but even when we were still doing it, it was morphing into a more of an improv-based deal. Yeah. But the structure of the show, if you, like the producer, half of my brain will tell you that it was simply, if you boil it all down, it was two gaming personalities that you the audience, are very familiar with, even possibly you could call them famous at the time, trapped with a psychotic. That's like that was the early Respawn formula, right? It was, I'm insane and I am, and Hutch and Nanners are trapped with me. And then I'm just riffing, and they don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do, and that was like the formula, right? Yeah. It was we never stated that. That's just sort of the shape that it took out of necessity, because I felt that was like the best model for what we had. Because Hutch and Nanners weren't necessarily comedians or actors or anything, but their reactions were so genuine and fun that if I stepped in as sort of an instigator, it became sort of an entertaining thing. So that was the early Respawn. Call-outs while I harassed them about shit and made them uncomfortable. Yeah. And you did a really good job at that. Yeah. Poor Nanners. Yeah. Yeah. More than anyone, poor Nanners. Because he's been wholesome his whole, I don't know about his life behind closed doors or whatever, but in the public eye, he never swore. He never interacted with negativity. No comments. No, he made it a point. Not only did he make it a point, but he was sort of like this evangelist towards making other creators never engage in that sort of thing. Yeah. He said, just ignore it. Just ignore it. I'm like, how? I can't fucking ignore it. Other people are reading it. He's like, well, he hit the ground running though. He did. Respawn. Yeah, he did some pretty gnarly shit on Respawn with us. But he was also, Nanners exploded in popularity, and so he became the one that was like, if I could make him squirm, then it was gold. So yeah, and that formula changed over time, right? Like, because eventually they went off to do their work on their personal channels, and APL came in, and the whole dynamic changed. In my opinion, those are the best years, the APL years, because of the variables that were in play. Nanners and Hutch weren't totally happy at Machinima. Yeah, it showed, and also they weren't as, over the years it had blown up. There was tons of people out there doing this, tons of big names. Initially they were the two, they weren't the only guys doing it, but they were like the headliners. They were the first ones to reach that level of success. Right. And so they had that going for them as far as like the show's value, right? Like they were the famous guys. And then once that playing field started to level out, and they wanted to go do their own stuff, we changed things around. We brought APL in. Eventually finally we got Nanners, and I really wanted them out because they wanted out. Yeah. And I was really mad that they picked APL over me. No bullshit. Yeah. I think you and me would have murdered it. I did. We could have. Yeah. Boy, you would be a lot darker because of how hot it is. Yeah, you would be not as well off now. I would have ruined your life. Can you imagine? Because at one point I was like, man, I wish I could be like with them, just fucking creating content. So I was like, I think I'm funny enough to keep up and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, man, Optic. Dude, Optic would have withered. Oh man, what if you hadn't had your kid because of that career choice? Then essentially, I killed your baby. Yeah. God. Imagine that. You literally were the contraceptive that anybody you would live in like some shitty efficiency unit somewhere, opening your fridge with your foot. Fuck, I'm so sorry, dude.
Well, that didn't